Good morning, and I'm Saul Kaplan. I'm the founder and chief catalyst of the Business Innovation Factory. If you ever get the opportunity to make up your own title, I highly recommend it. It means I know what my role is as a catalyst. My job is to get the reaction started and then to get out of the way, which is what I will do here this morning. On behalf of our entire Business Innovation Factory team, let me welcome all of you to BIF-5. BIF-5. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Go figure. This is just such an incredible year for us, not only the fifth year putting on this summit, but this was a very, very important year for the whole BIF team and for me personally. This is the first year that BIF has had to spread its wings and to fly independently. Most of you know we had the luxury of living with the state's economic development agency when I was leading the state economic development effort. And I have to say, and I haven't talked publicly much about it, but I'm grateful for a number of things. I'm grateful for the time that I got to spend working in the public sector. I was an accidental bureaucrat. I never thought I would do that, never mind spend 6 years doing that. But it was a great joy to lead the state's economic development effort. I care deeply about our community, and I'm grateful for the opportunity I had. I got to look at innovation through the lens of the community for the first time in my career, after spending a long time looking at innovation through the lens of a corporation. And you get a different view when you see it through the lens of a community, and I'm very grateful for that. And Rhode Island's a very interesting place to have that view, because it's small and quirky. 1 million people jammed into 1,000 square miles. Everybody knows each other. You can see the whole movie. You literally can see the whole movie that is Rhode Island. And as an innovation junkie, it doesn't get any better than that. I have great confidence in the work that the agency does, making innovation central to the economic future of the state. And that's true not just for Rhode Island, but for our entire country. I thought the team did incredible work there, and I'm very confident that it's innovation and design thinking that's going to bring this economy back. And I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to spend the next couple of days with all of you, because innovators are a very special breed. I mean, innovators always know there's a better way. We are a generally optimistic bunch, and we believe that we can improve our community and improve the world, and the energy that we have in this room is very, very exciting. I'm also very grateful and want to recognize the entire BIF team, but I want to single out 3 incredibly talented women who I think all of you know make this thing go. We would not be sitting here, I would not be sitting here today if it were not for the 3 of them. So rather than wait till the end of the summit, I always find at the beginning it's important to give the credit to those that actually made this happen. So I want to introduce Melissa Withers, our executive director. Tori Drew, our director of operations. And Christine Flanagan, who runs our research effort. I am very grateful to the 3 of you. You stuck with me and with a lot of passion behind the idea of the Business Innovation Factory through this year. It has been wildly successful, and only because of your efforts. Thank you very, very, very much. The other thing that was very different about this year is the light bulb that went off. It happened about the last summit, actually. I had just read Clay Shirky's book as a BIF advisor and friend, Here Comes Everybody. And if you haven't read that book, I would very, very highly recommend it. And in Here Comes Everybody, Clay talks about this idea that none of us in the room are as smart as all of us in the room. And all of us in this room, and this is a pretty smart room, there's a lot of MIPS in this room, but all of us in this room are not as smart as all the other rooms around the world. And this idea of connecting with folks outside of our silos and outside of our organizations is a passion of ours and one of the core principles of what we do at the Business Innovation Factory. I think you could also say that this was the year of the tweet. The social media platforms, and it's not just Twitter, although Twitter certainly has become a part of our everyday life, but whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn, or you name the platform, Ning communities, blogs, whatever it takes to get a point of view out there and to share it with a community and to strengthen the ideas, we have bought that hook, line, and sinker. It was literally a year ago, I didn't know what Twitter was heading into our BIF-4 Summit. And individuals on our team said, you need to check this out. I mean, people are communicating in a very creative way and building networks, and I'm the dinosaur. I have to be convinced, and I have to scratch and claw my way up these learning curves. So I only know one way to get engaged, and that's to personally get engaged and to do it. And I apologize to all of you that have to have your computer screens clogged up every day with every random thought that happens to cross my mind. But I just want to say we take this very seriously. This past year, the ability to share ideas early in their formation, to get immediate feedback. Kaplan, that idea is terrible. Don't waste your time on that. That's an interesting idea. You should encourage that. Do you know this individual who's thinking about or working in that same place? And over the course of this last year, in fact, I'm guessing a fair percentage of the folks in this room have become part of our community and in our conversation as a result of our exploration with these platforms. I think they're here to stay. I think they're incredibly important to what we do, and we're not turning back. We're going to keep learning about these platforms and how to use them in everything that we do. How many of you have been to a BIF Summit prior to this one? Absolutely incredible. Tori shared the numbers with me. About 40% of you have been to more than one, and a good number of you have been to most, including more than a handful of you that have been at all five, and we're very grateful for that. You come from all over the country, and this year you come from all over the world, which we're very, very grateful for. I have to give a shout out to my friends from Canada. There are, I think, 11 or 12 of you here from Canada this year, including 3 storytellers that join us there. Something good is going on in Canada, and Toronto specifically, where I think most of you are from. I got the, yeah. I don't know if it's in the water, Roger. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I made a trip up this past year, and they were kind enough to listen to me drone on about our work at BIF and business model innovation, and then must have said something right, because there's a fair number of you here today, and I really appreciate that. There's also a handful of individuals here from Europe, from Switzerland, and from Scotland. So we're very, very grateful for the interest in our work here. And for those of you who have not been at a BIF Summit, the conversation's easy to join. It's very easy to join. It's very simple. We're about ideas worth scaling. Our mission is to enable collaborative innovation. Let me take each of those words very quickly. We're about innovation, but we're about the kind of innovation that's about actually solving problems and delivering value. We think innovation is a better way to deliver value That's our simple definition. It's not an invention. It's not a new mousetrap. It's not a new technology, although those things are great, and whenever we can use them to help us deliver value or to solve a problem, we should. But to me, it's not an innovation until it actually delivers value to somebody at the end, a customer, somebody, a problem you're trying to solve for an individual. So this community is about problem solving and about solutions. We're about collaboration. We believe innovation is a team sport, not an individual sport. The best opportunities to create value are going to be found in the gray areas between us, between our disciplines, between our silos, between our sectors, and that's what this summit is really about, to connect the unusual suspects, to find that space in between us where we can come up with new approaches and new ways to deliver value. Collaboration is very, very important to us. And lastly, we're about experimentation. We need to try more stuff. Right? We've got lots of ideas. There are lots of consulting flat packs. There are lots of ideas that are on a whiteboard back in your offices and in your conference rooms. We have to get stuff off of the whiteboard and onto the ground. We have to do more R&D, not R&D just for new products and new technology. My mantra is we need to do R&D for new business models and systems. If we're going to solve the big problems of our day, little things like healthcare, education, and energy. These are all systems level challenges. We need to learn how to experiment at the systems level. And we don't know how to do that. We need to go up that learning curve together, and that's the kind of community that we're trying to build at BIF. So it's an easy conversation to join. We're thrilled that all of you are here. This summit is very simple. I fell into the trap early on of trying to over-design and overthink it, and I will always give thanks and remember my friend Richard Saul Werman, who is over there. I don't know if you recognize him. That's Richard Saul Werman, who, unbelievable, Richard. You look incredibly good, thrilled. And now he's not. And now he's not. Okay, so Richard's a close friend and been a mentor since we founded this place, and I'll never forget going down to see Richard and talking to him about the summit we wanted to put on, BIF-1. Seems like forever ago. It's unbelievable. And I, as a consultant, of course, I had to have a matrix. I had thought about it for weeks, and I had designed it, and we were going to have these sections in the summit, and we were going to organize around the problem we were trying to solve and the scale we were trying to solve it at. And and I brought this down, and I was all ready to go. And Richard, God bless him, just sat there. He listened to me. I went on, it must have been 15 minutes, and he was kind enough to hear me out, and he listened to me. At the end, he just shook his head, and he said, Saul, you have a lot to learn about what it takes to put on an event and create an emotional connection with a community that you're trying to build. He said, would you like to know how you should do it? And, yes, Richard. Very much would like to know how I should do it. He said, throw away the matrix. No, threw away the matrix. He said, you should do it like you were planning for a dinner party. He said, find people that you are incredibly interested in, that you want to share dinner with, and that you want to hear their stories. Invite them to come to your summit to share their stories, and then invite other people to listen in. That's it. That's the whole idea, and that's what we do. We're all about storytelling, and we've done it every year now for 5 years. We go through rapid-fire stories to inspire, and the magic here, with all respect to the storytellers who are phenomenal, who I know have great stories to share with all of us, the real magic happens during the breaks. We'll do about 3 or 4 stories, and then we'll take a significant break. And we don't prescribe what we do, no breakout sessions, no, here's the problem to solve during the break, none of that, right? Just connection and good conversation and sharing stories with each other, and then we'll come back and do it again. And we'll do that for 2 days, and I promise you, if you haven't been to one of our summits, you will leave here inspired with more ideas than you will ever be able to implement on Monday. and you will have made new connections and potential new collaborations, and that's really why we put this summit together. So that's really what we're about. I, like all of you, look forward to hearing everybody's story. It's a great joy. This is one of my greatest pleasures. I look forward to this day and to this summit every year. It really is a great personal joy to be a part of it and to be a catalyst doing it. So with that, let this catalyst get out of the way, and let me introduce our first storyteller. Up first is a very dear friend, Michael Samuelson, who I'm honored to have be our kickoff storyteller. Michael, some of you might recall, was the first storyteller of our very first summit, and set the stage that we have followed through on for the last 5 years. So Michael, welcome, and get us started, please.